What is going on, everybody? Zonic here, and in today's video I am running Xylos, Nidoqueen, and Nidoking. This team was actually really impressive to me today. It did very well against the meta. There are some things that can core break it, which we are going to see today, but overall I was really impressed with its performance, and Xylos as well, because of its Dark Dragon typing, just does so well in this meta. Alright, getting into the first battle here, we have Xylos versus Nidoqueen on the lead. So we can actually do quite a bit of damage in this matchup, especially with the body slam spam as well. Now, what I'm going to look to do is try to catch a Poison Fang if I can on Nidoking, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to, as this is going to be a CMP tie. So what I'm instead going to do is let this go. I'm going to look to swap into Nidoking now, get ahead on energy, and we do see a Greninja swap in. Now, something I want you guys to notice, I do have the legacy move of Fury Cutter, which is a bug fast move. So it is doing super effective damage, but in this situation, I decide to let the charge move go. Boom. Reason being is I've seen this team a lot lately, and I think Yonkis made a video on it. It's Shadow Nidoqueen, Greninja, and Umbreon. So what I'm going to do here is safely shield my Nidoqueen. I'm going to commit to the hard farm down, and then I'm going to have a Nidoqueen sweep right now, as they're not going to be able to get to... they're not going to be able to take me out, unfortunately for them. And this is looking to be a good game, as long as I always stay overloaded on energy. And how I'm going to do this is I'm going to go for a Poison Fang first to apply the debuff. And now I'm just going to load up on energy, making sure I'm well ahead of the opponent's Nidoqueen for when they do come in. I'm also going to shield this foul play right here, because I know that I should be able to get to the Earth Power, and as you can see, I'm almost at another one already. If my opponent decides to swap out, they're just going to be met with another Earth Power, and I can just let this... I don't have any shields, but this is not going to be enough damage to KO me. It is totally fine. They do decide to swap out into their own Nidoqueen, which we have the Earth Power ready to go, which is why I saved so much energy. Boom! Down goes the Nidoqueen, and we swap into Xylos to Dragon Breath down, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. This team was a lot of fun and really interesting to play. Now we got Shadow Drapion here on the lead, another Pokemon that Xylos can do very well against. Just got to watch out for the Sludge Bomb, and they decide to swap into Jellicent. They are core broken. Xylos right here, obviously Dragon Dark typing, so we're going to be resisting Surf and Shadow Ball. Plus we have Dark Pulse and Dragon Breath. So this is as good as it gets right here. We're going to go ahead and go for the Dark Pulse now to one-shot the Jellicent if they decide to no shield. Boom, down it goes. And Drapion can't come back in. It's not going to have a good time. Let's see what Pokemon number 3 is going to be. It's going to be a Dedenne. So we're going to go ahead and swap into Nidoking and look to see if we can go for a Sludge Wave here. But I actually think, because I know that I can actually win this game now, seeing the matchups, I'm just going to go ahead and go for Sand Tomb. I could have gone for Sludge Wave, but I decided to go for Sand Tomb to kind of force them to swap back out, because Sand Tomb gets a shield anyways. They come back in with Shadow Drapion, and I get to another Sand Tomb in time, and this actually does a decent amount of damage. Watch. That's a respectable amount to drop into the defense as well. It's pretty good, and mind you, the Dedenne is Electric Fairy, which means Nidoqueen is just going to Poison Jab down, and it's going to be a good game. Xylos can come in. I have a Body Slam ready to go. Yeah, there's unfortunately not a lot my opponent can do in this situation. I do decide to shield the potential Sludge Bomb. We Dragon Breath down, and then we're going to go ahead and go for a Body Slam here to try to get the final shield from our opponent, and then we're going to go into that Nidoqueen to get ahead on energy and just kind of seal the deal on this game. And I will throw the Poison Fang instead of... I think they know it's a loss, so they're just kind of, staying in, but I'll just throw the Poison Fang here to close it out. Boom. And that is going to be a good game, very well played. Alright, moving into the next one. We have Xylos versus Greninja. Another Pokemon Xylos does so well against, resisting both Night Slash and Hydro Cannon. Could have Aerial Ace, but most don't. And it is going to be the Hydro Cannon, which is resisted. That is beautiful. They swap into Nidoqueen, which is totally fine. I'm going to go ahead and go for a Body Slam here. And this is kind of the tough decision to make. I do get a shield, though, so I'm going to come in with Nidoking instead. And what I'm going to look to do is call the bait. I'm going to look to call the bait because obviously they have to try to land an Earth Power. And my hope is that they go for Poison Fang, hoping to get a shield from me and even things up. So I'm just going to let this go. And it was a Poison Fang. So that is a huge W for me right now in the mid game as I go for another Sand Tomb. And because of the debuff that they already have applied to them, this is going to do even more damage, which is awesome. And we get another, it's a guaranteed defense drop. But I'm going to go ahead and give up a shield here, as they will go for another Poison Fang. And then they swap in Greninja. So unfortunately for them, I get to the Sand Tomb in time. This is so much pressure and so many debuffs that I'm applying to them. I counter swap back into Xylos, force the energy as well, which is perfect. We can safely let this go, as Night Slash isn't going to do that much damage. Down goes Greninja. Nidoqueen is almost gone. Final Pokemon. They come back in with Nidoqueen, so they are desperate. What could be in the back? It's going to be a Toxapex. Okay, so this is going to be a good game as I can go ahead and go for Body Slam here. And Toxapex being Poison Water, right? We have the opportunity with Earth Power to close this game out, as I will just go for 2 of them, right? There's no need for me to try to shield bait in this situation. Brine does not do enough damage to one-shot a Nidoqueen right here. As you guys are going to see, we can easily survive. We're resisting the poison jabs. So the win con for us is throwing double Earth Power. A lose con for us is if they no shield a Poison Fang, right? So we throw the Earth Power, we get the shield. That is totally fine. I'm okay with shielding the Brine right here, and we should be able to win the race to the next charge move, as the Toxapex didn't have that much energy, and we do get to it in time. So that is going to be a good game, very well played. Nidoqueen taking it right here. You'll love to see it. Boom! Down goes the Toxapex. Alright, moving into the next one. We have Xylos versus Weezing. Bad Galarian Weezing. We're going to go ahead and swap out into Nidoking and look to see what my opponent does. They come in with Toxapex, which is fine. I'm just going to go ahead and go for Sand Tombs here. Now, Nidoking does have access to Poison. If you guys don't have Fury Cutter, it's a legacy move. I got this from a trade years back. It does have access to Poison Jab, which is also pretty good. And you have Earth Power or Earthquake if you want to. So we're just going to go ahead and go for these Sand Tombs right here. Now, Brine, I think, is going to do more damage. Nidoking is a bit more glassy, and that's actually a lot of damage right there. So maybe I could have shielded, but we're going to go ahead and load up, go for a Sand Tomb. My hope is that I can get to 2 and try to force a shield here from the Toxapex, but I don't know if I'm actually going to get it. They decide to no shield. We don't get to another one in time. The defenses have dropped, so we're going to go ahead and no shield this Brine. We're going to come in with Nidoqueen as well, and they blind swap back into Weezing. I think they thought I was going to come in with the Xylos, but Brutal Swing we can go ahead and let go. And now it's going to be a matter of what is their third Pokemon. Obviously, this is a decent matchup for us because we are doing heavy neutral damage because of the Poison Fairy typing there. So we can safely shield. And now I'm noticing that, you know what, I might not be able to farm down. As you're going to see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to swap into Xylos here to catch the charge move. It is going to be Brutal Swing based on the energy that they've built up, right? So we're going to resist that, which is perfect. They're also debuffed, which allows us to Dragon Breath down. Toxapex is low, and we can Dragon Breath that down. What are they coming in with? What's their final Pokemon? It's going to be Galvantula, so that is going to be a good game as I can go ahead and go for Body Slam spam here. Nidoqueen as well, heavily resist the fast moves. So Nidoqueen obviously core broke this team pretty hard. So thankfully I did have it kind of in the back ready to win this game as we can let the lunge go through. And then we're just going to come in and go for Poison Fang right away. There's no reason to go for Earth Power in these situations. The best thing you can do is apply the debuff. And they just decide to let it go anyways. They know it's over, so that is going to be a good game, very well played. Alright, moving into the next one. We have Xylos on the lead versus the Core Breaker. The Pokemon you guys have been wondering, what do you do against that? And a Wormadam Trash Cloak. That's the official name. Years back, people always wonder why I call it Wormadam Trash. It's not because it's garbage. It's because it's the garbage type. So the garbage cloak. So in this situation, there's not a lot of win cons. I'm going to be honest. There's just not a lot. Reason being, they confusion down us. They hard counter us with confusion. They have Bug Buzz on the back end, plus resistances to Dragon Breath and poison damage. And there's going to be a Toxicroak with 2 shields, with counter, and with Mud Bomb. So this is like pretty much a loss. Like this was the one team that just severely hard-walled me. There was really no way around it. And that's okay. Not every single team was this team, right? I had a lot of great neutral games or positive games that Xylos was able to core break. So my hope is that Toxicroak just decides to let these go through. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Body Slam. They let it go through. I'm like, okay, I'll go for another one. Let's see if we go for another one here. If they let this go through, I'm going to be so happy. But I don't know what Pokemon number 3 is, and they shield. I should be swapping into Nidoqueen at this point, but I know it's over. Like, it's just so over. They're gonna 2 Mud Bombs. It's gonna be a good game. They would get there if I swap. Actually, yeah, no, they would have gotten there if I swapped in regardless. So that is gonna be a good game. Very well played. Obviously, extremely core broken by a Toxicroak, Wormadam, Cloak trash team, but that's okay. There was also Greninja in the back, but that's okay. It's not every game is gonna be a win, but as long as you're having fun, right? Alright, moving into the next one. We have Xylos versus Beedrill. Shadow Beedrill. Alright, here we go. This is going to be a lot of fast move damage from both sides. I got to watch out for the X Scissor, as obviously that's going to do a lot of super effective damage because of our dark typing. And it was a Fell Stinger, which is even worse. I shielded that, and they swap in, catching a Body Slam on a Wormadam Trash Cloak. Do you know how far behind in this game I am? It's absolutely ridiculous. My only hope is that I can land this Dark Pulse, and that's it. If I don't land the Dark Pulse and they shield, I don't know if there's a lot that I can do. So we go ahead and go for the Dark Pulse here. I'm desperate because this Wormadam Trash can clean up my backline. They let it go, so now I just got to commit to this farm down, please. And we get it. Absolutely get it. We had to give up 2 shields, but we maintain switch. And they bring in a Sableye. So I'm going to go ahead and swap out into the Nidoking, banking my energy on Xylos. And then I'm going to look to go for these Sandtombs here. I should have gone a lot quicker, but my hope was to actually get a shield. And as you guys are going to see, I'm just going to load up and then go for one. Maybe faking, right? A little Psych Out. A little, this is an Earthquake. You got to shield it. And they don't. So this is now looking very tough. But what I do know is that Nidoqueen can tank some foul plays right here, and that is also not a return Sableye, because if you look, it's not glowing white, so it's got Power Gem. So what we're going to do is soak these charge moves. We're going to go for a Poison Fang right here, and this is now a very unique opportunity for us because they're already debuffed by the Sand Tomb. We force a shield with Poison Fang, and now it's Xylos against a Beedrill and a Sableye with almost 2 Body Slams. So here we go. They swap in the Beedrill. We're going to go ahead and go for the Body Slam. If we get the shield right, we just throw the second one right away. And we don't. They let it go, which means we just get to Dragon Breath down the Sableye, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played. We came back from that one. Alright, moving into the next battle. We have Xylos versus Shadow Golbat here on the lead. So, we can put a lot of fast move pressure down right now. As you guys can see, this Golbat is not having a good time as we do get to the Body Slam as well. Yeah, Golbat's not going to have a good time right here as we do force the first shield of this game. And then we're just going to look to even up the shield. Well, I decided to no shield right here. It is going to be Poison Fang. And they decide to stay in, so now they counter swap into a Azumarill, so I'm going to come in with Nidoqueen. Sorry, these battles were done. I've been sick. I've been sick. My kids have been sick. Haven't been getting much sleep, so it's hard to kind of keep track of keep track of everything. But we got Nidoqueen versus Azumarill right now. Obviously, this is a very good matchup for me. And for some people wondering as well, this isn't live battling, this is a recording. I did these earlier, and then I shoutcast over them later. I've seen some comments before about that. I don't know why, but people are like, how are you battling with your hands up here? Like, how is this magic going on? No, it's a recording. So we're going to go ahead, and we took out the Azumarill. I'm going to go ahead and shield here, because I'm wondering if they actually are double fairy in the back. Like if it's a Carbink or something, and they decide to surrender. So we'll never know, but my guess was going to be Carbink. So good game. All right, moving to the next one. We have Zvylos versus Greninja. Very good matchup once again. And things are looking good. Look at this Dragon Breath damage. It is so much. And Greninja's very glassy, so we're going to be able to work through it pretty quickly, as Hydro Cannon's not going to do too much damage to us. And now we have the Body Slam. We're going to go ahead and throw it as they're in the fast move animation, so they can't swap out. So they're going to be forced to shield this right here, which we do get a shield. That's beautiful. And now we're in a good position where I could potentially shield right here and commit to the farm down. But I'm going to decide to no shield, and it was a Night Slash. That's even better, because now I get to this Body Slam here and get free switch or 2 shields. And it's going to be free switch. So let's see what they decide to come in with. It is going to be Golbat. So now this is actually going to be a tough situation for me. I did quite a bit of fast move damage right there. But I'm going to come in with Nidoqueen here, because we do have the Poison Fang plus Poison Jab combination. And I'm also going to respect the potential Shadow Ball. So I decided to shield right there. And then I'm going to look to go for the Poison Fang right now, just to apply the debuff. And hope that we can fast move down the Golbat before things get a little bit out of control, right? They decide to let it go through, and in comes a Toxapex. So now this is a pretty interesting game, because Toxapex here is going to have the capability to do super effective damage against my whole team, right? So we go ahead and go for Earth Power. They decide to shield, and now I have a unique win con before me. I'm going to swap into Nidoking. Maybe you guys are seeing it too. I'm going to go for Sand Tomb. Obviously, if I had Earthquake, that would be the play. But I'm going to go ahead and go for Sand Tomb right away. And then my hope is that I can get an Earth Power against both Golbat and the Toxapex. So Sand Tomb right there drops the defense. Quite a bit of super effective damage. They throw the next Brine, which is totally fine by me. We let this go. And now we need to come in with our Nidoqueen. Remember, we can tank a Brine. So they decide to swap into Golbat, so I'm going to go ahead and just throw the Earth Power right away. This is enough damage. Stop freaking out. It's enough damage to barely not take it out. But we fast move it down, and now this is a good game, right? We got a shield. Brine, I don't think would be able to KO from this range. I think we would just survive. But we go ahead and shield regardless, and then go for the Earth Power. And that is a good game, very well played. So Nidoqueen once again having a beautiful sweep for us. Boom, down it goes. And now, oh, sorry, that was the final. That was the final battle. I'm like, wait, why isn't playing the next one? No, that was the last one. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This team was quite a bit of fun. Obviously, core broken by Toxicroak and Trash Cloak, Wormadam Trash Cloak. And as you guys saw, but the rest of it was really good. Zvylos on the lead, did very well against a lot of the meta that we see, and obviously Nidoking and Nidoqueen on the back end are very fun to use. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.